Welcome to the Geeks and Greeks podcast, where we bring in the latest and greatest in the world of sports. We couldn't be more thrilled to kick off this exciting journey with all of you. In this podcast, we'll dive into everything from game recaps to news and hot takes. Whether you're a diehard fan or just someone looking to stay in the loop, there's something here for everyone. So grab your favorite team's jersey, settle in with some snacks, and let's get ready for an adrenaline-packed ride through the world of sports. The fans, welcome back to the Greeks and Greeks podcast for another glorious episode. I can't wait for another episode. This is going to be a fun one, guys. I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's great to be back, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. I've been looking forward to this. It's been a rough week, and I can't wait to get this out. It's going to be fun. I'm really...
Yeah.
This was a great week for the NFL, too, dude. I had these games this weekend. This weekend was by far some of the best football I've seen, honestly. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Pretty much every pick was wrong. But I loved it. I didn't care that it was like it was so much fun watching it, and it really reminded me of why I became a fan, because you just don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You just don't.
And it's one of those things where it's like, unlike a lot of other sports that does like a 7-game series, and it's like, you know, with these one and dones, one bad game and it's over. You know, and a lot of times the best team doesn't win.
Yeah.
It's whatever team is hot for that streak is what's going to win.
That's true. And I mean, to delve on that a little bit, the Commanders game, I mean, holy crap. I knew a million points were going to be scored in that game, but I honestly expected it the other way. Like, almost exactly the way it was the other way.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like an amazing segue into the recap. Ravens versus Bills. Adam and I had the Ravens winning, and Pete took the Bills, as much as he hated to do it, but he was right.
Yeah.
Bills come out on top 27-25 after a heartbreaking incomplete 2-point conversion.
Oh my God, how do you throw that ball? Like, this is freaking beast mode in the Super Bowl all over again. Like, how do you throw that ball? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand how you don't give it to Derrick Henry in that position.
Mm-hmm. Or let Lamar Jackson run it in himself.
Like, I feel like this should just be either a Derrick Henry handoff and just go straight up the gut, or this is a tush push.
Right.
Those are your two options.
Right.
Like to quote Mike Myers, camera A, camera B, camera A, camera B. Like, one of the two. This is it.
Yeah.
Those are your two options. Those are the only two options.
Oh.
Completely unrelated to the game, I got to give a shout out to Mac Hollins, the wide receiver of Buffalo, who arrived at the game barefoot in swim trunks and a beach towel and a sun hat, reminding people to wear sunscreen in 21-degree weather.
So I've seen stuff about that dude, and apparently that dude also, like, he shows up to every football game in barefoot. Doesn't matter what the weather is. Every game he shows up barefoot.
You never heard of ringworm? Like, that's nasty, man.
So, because apparently even like the Bills game where they had to shovel the stadium out, he showed up barefoot to that game.
Ew.
It's just, that's what he does.
Ew.
I'm guessing he's got stock in like the Lotrimin like foot spray or something.
Dude, I don't even go barefoot in my own home. Like, what the hell? That's gross.
I mean, I kind of see where he's coming from though. Like, I hate wearing socks. I mean, if I can, I go barefoot all the time.
No.
Like, I absolutely hate wearing socks. I only do now because I don't have a furnace and my house is at like 60 degrees. So I'm doing it now out of a necessary evil, unfortunately.
Yeah. My feet sweat constantly, no matter what the temperature is. So, like, it could be 45 degrees and my feet are just dripping with sweat and freezing cold. It's awful. It's just a messy puddle when I try to walk around in bare feet, man. I have to be wearing socks. Sometimes I have to change my socks midday. Like, I can't. Ugh. No.
See, that's the funny thing. Like, I'm just like, my feet are hot, but they just don't sweat.
No. Oh.
Like, they're just hot all the time. So I'm like, I just want to. I can't have them. Like, it's I don't want to wear. I hate wearing shoes.
The only time I take my socks off is to shower or to sleep. That's it.
I was gonna say go to the pool, but I forgot you don't swim. So
I mean,
you're one of those guys that wears you wear a t-shirt when you swim, don't you?
Well, yeah. Otherwise, I gotta cover my entire body in sunscreen. Like, that's a lot.
Pete wears an Eagles jersey into the pool.
I'm gonna have to say I don't think I've ever done that, but challenge
now
accepted.
He's going to.
Moving along to the Texans-Chiefs. We were unanimous in taking the Chiefs, and the Chiefs take it 23-14. I am rooting for Mahomes, but even I have to admit that roughing the passer call was complete nonsense.
Oh my God, they didn't even touch him.
No, they hit each other.
They hit each other.
Like, dude, like, has anyone noticed that Troy Aikman has now made it his mission in life to call out every bad NFL game he watches now?
Yeah.
He's calling the games from the booth.
Yeah.
And, like, he's calling out the players for their bullshit live on television.
Right.
And no one is saved, not even Pat Mahomes.
I think he's probably hit that point in his career where he's like, I've towed the company line long enough. Fuck it. I'm not holding back anymore.
Like, and you fire me?
Remember the time the Redskins gave me 3 concussions in one game? Like, and this guy gets a roughing the passer penalty when he's not even touched?
Yeah.
So he has official...
Like, it's become one of those things where, honestly, even if the Chiefs do win a third Super Bowl, no one's going to care. Like, honestly, it's going to be the most lackluster Super Bowl championship ever. It really is outside of Kansas City. Because it's literally going to be the scene in Cars where Chick Hicks is trying to celebrate and nobody cares, and the confetti can is just going to hit him as hard as they can. And then they're going to throw it at him and they walk off and go talk to somebody else. That's what it's going to be if they win. Because everyone's sick of it. Because, like, I hate blaming the refs for a loss, but this is on the refs.
Yeah,
Dude,
Houston should have won this game, man.
I've said it 1,000 times, is yes, the referees are humans, and they're not infallible, and they make mistakes, which is why you should be able to challenge their damn calls and stop treating them like gospel. Yeah. Period. Sorry.
It's so bad.
You should be able to overturn a bad call in the NFL. The problem is not the referees. The problem is the rules don't let you overturn a bad call. Mm-hmm. That's the problem.
I mean, in this case, the problem was also bad referees.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Like I said, I'm not usually one to call for call the referees blew a game. The referees clearly blew this game.
That's one of those ones where it's like, players can get fined for mistakes that they make in games. Maybe the referees should get fined for this one. That's kind of bad. That kind of bad.
We should relegate bad NFL refs to college.
Yeah.
Promote good college referees to NFL.
There you go. The Farm League for referees.
Why not? It's the Farm League for the NFL.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Moving along to Commanders versus Lions. We all went with the Lions, but
Is this the greatest rookie season that we've seen from a rookie quarterback ever?
I think it is. And I honestly am interested to quantify it when the season's over. I don't think the season, you can't fully quantify how great a season is when it's still happening, you know? And I can't think of a single rookie quarterback that's been better.
The thing that gets me is they were a 10-point underdog and they won 45-31. Can you have a trap game in the postseason? Is this what's happening?
5 turnovers, man.
And you call a trick play for a receiver that's notorious for making bad decisions as a receiver to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that play.
And that man's now the head coach of the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they cheered him like a hero when he walked through the door.
I don't know, man.
So I want to credit this properly. I got this from NFL Daily, but I agree with their sentiment, and I'm pushing it. NFL coaching staff should not be allowed to talk to another team until after the Super Bowl is played. Period. You should not be allowed to be hired by another team. You should not be allowed to be interviewed by another team. You should not allowed to be contacted by another team in order to work for them until the Super Bowl is played. Because honestly, the Super Bowl we lost, Jonathan Gannon was already in contact with whoever he ended up. I don't remember what team he's on now. And the defense lost us that game. It's not the first time we saw it. It's not the last time we saw it. It makes all those interview rules complete bullshit. They really need to just say you cannot talk to anyone until the NFL season is over, and the NFL season is not over until the Super Bowl is played.
Mm.
Or I would say at least until your team's season is over.
Well, see, that's the other problem. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, go ahead. No, sure. Go ahead.
Well, see, this happened to the Colts it's been a long time. When did the Eagles play the Patriots?
2004.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, but the Colts were trying to get a new coach, and because of the way the season laid out, all the good coaches were taken when we needed to get a new coach, so the only coaches that were available were for the Patriots and the Eagles, and we had a coach lined up from the Patriots, but then he, in typical Patriot style, double-crossed us and stayed with the Patriots. So we had to end up stealing a defensive coordinator from the Eagles.
Frank Reich.
I'm forgetting.
Frank Reich. He was offensive. Offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator. And that was all because all the coaches. Come on, man!
That's when you got the amazing Carson Wentz to come from Philly. Yeah.
But that was all because we had lined up the Patriots coach, but he couldn't do anything until his season was over, which was the Super Bowl. So when he finally double-crossed us, we were in such a lurch that we only had 2 teams' coaches to steal from, and we had to steal from the Eagles.
All right, so first off, you don't have to steal your coach from another team, buddy.
Yeah,
that's not how it works.
Just think about this at the same time, too. Just think about this. Carson Wentz was so bad for the Colts. After that point, they had to start stealing old quarterbacks like Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan.
And Flacco.
Oh, Jesus.
If it's not broke, don't fix
Flacco.
it.
Would you steal him from the couch?
Bagging groceries down at the local Kroger.
Hey, it worked for Kurt Warner, man. I know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but Kurt Warner wasn't 40 when they pulled him out of bagging. Kurt Warner was at least like in his 20s and playing in the AFL.
But No, I agree wholeheartedly that no coaching discussions should be allowed until after the Super Bowl, and then fire the starting pistol, let everyone go.
Yeah.
Until the official start of the new season.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That moves us along to Rams versus Eagles. And
Hell yeah.
we went with the Eagles, and Saquon did not disappoint. 26 carries, 205 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Hell yeah, man.
By the way, I won my prop bet plus 150 yards for Saquon.
Nice. I'd
So-
take it again, man. He's going to get 150 on the Commanders.
So I was listening to Bomani Jones this week, and he referenced Saquon to this generation's version of Bo Jackson.
Oh, shit.
I'm
Okay.
like, you know what? He's not wrong. Like, I mean, it's obviously not one for one, but I mean, like this as a newer version of him, like I could see it.
New designated hitter for the Phillies is what you're trying to say?
Nah, new designated hitter for the Royals.
Everyone's got to have a hobby, I guess.
Right, yeah.
But he's still going to be an all-star for the Royals, too, on top of being
Right.
an all-pro running back.
That would
Oh.
be insane.
Now, what are your guys' thoughts on Jared Verse, the defensive lineman for the Rams, who was talking shit about the Philly fans beforehand? You think that?
You
had
sure you
any-
want my opinion on him?
Yeah, go for it, Pete.
I mean, he's a child. He's a fucking child. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's one of the things, like, I don't mind being hated. In fact, I love being hated. And, like, one of my favorite things is when Eli Manning talks about playing in Philly, and he's like, I'm never going to get over the memory of seeing an 8-year-old kid stick the middle finger right in my face. And it's like, yeah, that is Philly, and I fucking love it. Like, I really do. But, like, at the same time, like, you're from LA. Go back to your side of the country and shut the hell up. Like, you know nothing about Philly. There is no reason for you to have a rivalry here. You're just starting shit to start shit. It's like when the fucking Minnesota showed up and they put Kirk Cousins jersey on Rocky down at the art museum. And it was like, we have no beef with you. Like, why are you coming into our town? Like, our town of all towns to start fucking beef with? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm going to hate LA for the rest of my life because of what this dude said.
It's like, well, you open Pandora's box on this one.
Right?
I mean, did you, though? Like, Philly doesn't care about L.A. They don't give two shits about L.A.
They didn't until he said something about us.
Yeah.
Even then, I still don't think they cared outside the game. Like, now that the game's over, they're like, hey, whatever.
Yeah,
If it was like if it was, someone from the Giants or the Cowboys or, like, even the Commanders, it'd be different. Like, if it was someone that was close that mattered, they might care more. But, like, it's the Rams. Nobody cares. They cared until they beat them, then they moved on and don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, same with Minnesota. They cared until they beat them, they moved on and didn't give a shit.
For the
Like,
most part, yeah.
Now, if somebody came down when, like, if this was like the NFC Championship and Dallas is in town, and somebody came down and put a Tony Romo jersey on Rocky Balboa, the city would fucking riot.
Oh my god. The city would burn. Like, until that man was hanging from town square, the city would burn.
Until they found him. If they found him, like, the city would be in riot mode. It would be worse when Dallas won. So it's like, it's just one of those things. It's like, it's the Rams. They don't care.
I gotta throw out one of the best lines. I was watching this Eagles game with my wife, and she came up with the best line when Saquon hit that fourth quarter touchdown. She goes, "I hope they show the replay. I want to watch people not chase him."
It's so funny. So a lot of that has to do with the defenses that they were giving them. And, like, they've been talking a lot on Philly radio about it, obviously. And they're like, you stack the box, but then you don't have that third layer of defense. And so once he would get past the corner, there's no one else. There's no one there. No one can catch him. He's the fastest man on the planet. Like, and unless you had an angle on him, you weren't stopping him from scoring a touchdown. It was crazy.
Way.
Yeah.
Didn't at one point they catch something on the actual camera where they caught him saying to Jalen Hurts, watch what I do here.
I didn't see that. That's great.
I mean, I could totally see it too, because who's stopping him?
Yeah.
I did love when I saw Saquon he saw that Jared Verse, the D lineman that was talking shit, he saw that he was on his heels, and he deliberately slowed up just to taunt him on the way into the end zone. I was like, that's how you do it.
Yeah. And that's when the stadium came alive.
I mean, he's going to be hating that green and white for the rest of his life, too, so I'm happy for it.
We'll probably never really see it in person again, though, either.
I mean, that's true, yeah. When are we going to play LA again? 4 years?
Maybe. I mean, when do we play the NFC West?
Yeah.
And also a quick tip of the hat to the Eagles for making snow angels in the end zone. Super
Oh, that
classy.
was great. Yeah.
Loved it.
You have to. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But that brings us to the conference championship predictions. On the AFC side of the fence, we have Bills at Chiefs. Pete, who do you think is going to win Bills at Chiefs?
Oh, man. I am going back and forth in my head about this one nonstop. Because Josh Allen is a monster. And Buffalo, I mean, they look unstoppable beating Baltimore. I know it was neck and neck. I know it was everybody's game. I know it came down to a missed 2-point conversion. But, like, the fact that they won that game almost makes me feel like they're the team of destiny. And honestly, Kansas City again, okay. I don't want to say again, because they did oppress a little bit more than they normally did. Mm-hmm. But, like, they still only won by 9 points. Like, they didn't run away with the game. Like, it never felt completely dominating by Kansas City. Like, I know I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here, right? One team won by 2, the other team won by 9, and I can't pick which one's going to win the next game. I guess I got to go with Kansas City, because how do you pick against Mahomes? But I'm really torn on this one. I'm giving the slight edge to Kansas City.
All right, Adam, who do you got taking this one?
I feel the same way Pete does about being torn on this, because see, when I don't know, it's funny though, because when I watched Buffalo and Baltimore, I don't feel like neither team really did a lot to really win or lose the game. It was all just a matter of circumstance more than anything else. Like, it wasn't that Buffalo, like, neither team lost the game, but neither team like really won the game either. It was a great game. I'm not saying it wasn't, but like, it wasn't like Josh Allen had an amazing performance, but he didn't lose it. Same with like Lamar. But like, it's hard to pick against Pat Mahomes and the phantom calls he gets at the same time. Like, I just feel like because you can't review stuff, I feel like it's so stacked against Buffalo to do anything. It almost feels like Kansas City is like the old man from like the old State Farm commercials where he's fishing. He's like, "Oh, you almost got the dollar. Oh, you almost got it. You almost got it. Come on. Oh, you almost got it. You got not quite. Oh, come on." Like, it's just what it feels like to all these games. Like, they just toy with everybody. And I mean, it felt like if anybody's going to put him away, it's going to be the winner of the Bills and the Ravens. Honestly, I don't want either one of these teams to go to the Super Bowl, to be honest with you. I really wanted Baltimore to make it. I'm going to pick Buffalo in this, though. I feel like I still feel the same way, though. Whoever won that Baltimore-Buffalo game is going to go to the Super Bowl, and I'm sticking with that. I'm actually going to pick Buffalo to go to the Super Bowl in this one. I'm picking Buffalo to come out on top.
I think that Baltimore had a legitimate chance of taking down the Chiefs. But like you said, that's why we watch the game, because anything can happen. The fact that the Bills are here instead of the Ravens, I don't think the Bills have what it takes to take the Chiefs down. I'm convinced it's going to be a 3-point game. But I think the Chiefs are going to take it home in the end. Moving on to the NFC Championship, or as I call it, the Battle of the NFC East.
That's the way it should be.
It's the NFC East Championship is what this is.
Right? I mean, technically, we are already NFC East champions. Thank you very much. We won the conference, or the division, rather.
You got to win it twice now.
Yeah. And hey, it's the rubber match. I mean, we went 1-on-1 with the Commanders, which is pretty cool.
Prove it. It's the Prove It Bowl.
Yeah.
Pete, do I even have to ask who you think's going to win this one?
Yeah, over here we got possibly the best rookie quarterback we've ever seen. A scary Washington team that came out of nowhere, and unfortunately they're just the next victims of the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't see them stopping Saquon Barkley. I see him putting up another 160 and a touchdown. I think Jalen finds AJ in the end zone for 2 touchdowns. I think the Eagles are going to score 28 points, maybe 34 points, and Washington's going to score 17. I think Philadelphia's going to run away with this one, honestly. As much as Washington is a powerhouse on offense, I don't care. We'll see, but I don't care. I think Philadelphia has this one in the bag.
All right, Adam, Commanders or Eagles?
I don't know, man. I mean, Saquon is that unstoppable force on the Philly offense that you just it's the unstoppable force, man. It's so much fun to watch. This is why I didn't want him to go to Philly, man. This is why when I saw he was basically a free agent, I'm like, man, anywhere but Philly, because this is what it was gonna be. It's terrifying. But I don't know, man. Jaden Daniels and that Washington offense has been so good all season. They just don't blink in the face of pressure, and we saw that against Detroit, who had a decent defense this year. They just had to pull ushers out of the crowd because they didn't have a defensive backs because they kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go for the underdog in this. I'm gonna pull out for the Commanders, and I'm actually gonna go 35-28 final score.
Buffalo Washington Super Bowl is what you're predicting.
Buffalo Washington Super Bowl. Right. Same as 1989. Something like that.
Damn.
We've had the Super Bowl before.
I am predicting a repeat Super Bowl, but I'm not going back that far. I'm going back just 2 years. Yeah. AJ, Saquon, Jalen, Eagles.
Yeah.
I actually think I think Pete's in the neighborhood, but I think it's going to be a little higher. I think you're going to get some score of over 50.
Okay.
But with that, Pete, what is your Super Bowl prediction? Chiefs, Eagles.
Oh my God. Barring no injuries to players that matter, I think CJ Garner-Johnson picks off Mahomes 3 times, well, maybe not him specifically, but Mahomes gets picked off 3 times in the Super Bowl and loses to Philadelphia. At least that's what I'm going to dream about. Let's hope it happens in the game.
All right, Adam, your options are slightly different. Who's going to win in your Bills Commanders? Super Bowl.
So, I mean, in this scenario, if were it to happen, I'm riding the rookie, man. I think the Bills are going to be 5-time Super Bowl losers. Four times a Super Bowl loser, always a Super Bowl loser. I think we're going to see the first time ever rookie Super Bowl champion and quarterback like this. Like, I mean, the dude's had an amazing run. I don't see why it's going to stop.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him play good defenses all season. We've seen him play well against them. I think it's going to keep going. I think we're just going to see him go all the way to the end.
It would be a story. He played all 17 games, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
For mine, Chiefs, Eagles, I'm looking back at the Super Bowl from 2 years ago, and both the Chiefs and the Eagles have just improved their teams since then. I mean, the Chiefs have picked up Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins and Kareem Hunt, and the Eagles
Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
Yes! Yes!
So is Dotson Xavier Worthy, or is that Kareem Hunt? Because DeAndre Hopkins ain't doing nothing on this team, buddy.
No, the Eagles got Dotson, and they got rid of Miles Sanders and picked up Saquon Barkley. And even if you look at the last time the Eagles and Chiefs were in a Super Bowl together, the score was 38-35, or as we like to call it, the same old Chiefs. But Saquon is just I don't know what. I need a coin to flip.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I am going to defy reason and logic and just say I want my three-peat.
All right.
And I'm going to go Chiefs over Eagles. Pete, please forgive me.
We'll see.
It's just one of those things. I don't think the Chiefs have gotten better since the last time these two teams played in the Super Bowl. I really don't. I think they've gotten worse.
You don't think Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins, Kareem Hunt?
Hopkins hasn't done anything this year, and Worthy's a rookie that's very sporadic.
I thought they had decent numbers this year.
Yeah, he's okay. But, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, when you consider the fact that that Philly traded in Miles Sanders for Saquon Barkley, like, that right there
that was definitely a trade-off.
Vastly better improvement to the offense. It trumps anything if they got an offense in Philly, in Kansas City almost, not named Patrick Mahomes.
I saw this one video where an Eagles fan has the sound clip from the... Oh, crap, I forget the show, but basically they followed the Giants around and videotaped their season.
Hard Knocks or whatever?
Yeah, I think it was like Hard Knocks or something like that. But there's a bit in there where they're talking about Saquon, and he literally says, if Saquon goes to Philly, I'm just going to be sick. And they grabbed that, and he made it his ringtone.
It's awesome.
Oh, nice.
So, interesting stat for you guys. There are 5 rookie quarterbacks that are tied for the most games played in a single season at 17. And we've got Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix are 3 of those 5, although I don't see the other 3 on this quick Google search I just did. But being said, I would say that Jaden Daniels is officially played in the most games of a rookie single-season quarterback.
I think that's safe, yeah.
By getting into this game here.
I don't see how Bo Nix played in 7. That has to include playoffs because Bo Nix didn't start half the season.
Yeah.
So.
First 3. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just looking at a quick Google search. I didn't do much research.
Fair enough.
But with that, we move along to the NBA Game of the Week.
Here comes a new challenger!
I love it. All right, so our first NBA's Game of the Week was from January 8th. It was the Cavs versus Thunder. And I'm going to have you guys start off, and whoever wants to go first, go first.
Okay. I definitely see why you picked this game.
Absolutely.
I think I saw that there was never a double-digit lead ever in the game.
Yes,
That's the
9 points
7.
was the
Oh,
biggest
9?
lead in the game.
Yeah, is it 9? That was crazy. And I took like a whole bunch of notes that like I can come to. But I don't know, like the first quarter, I'm not going to lie, I was bored. And like they use so much buzzwords and jargon on commentary, I could barely understand what they were saying. And it was just like, there are obvious ones, but there are other ones that was just like, I'm trying to think of like stuff they were saying. Like being in the paint, which I assume means when you're like on the painted part of the court. That's the only thing I can really think of what it would be. But it's like they used it so just liberally throughout the game that it just became annoying to me every time they said the phrase. And it was like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, can you just stop saying that phrase and like explain it better? And then I also feel like they didn't do a very good job of like breaking down any kind of like, the two challenges and any kind of penalty, like why they were a penalty. With the exception of it was Hartstein, his third foul in the second quarter, and the announcers, they've replayed it like 1,000 times. The announcers keep talking how like BS it is, and he just blatantly trips this dude. Like he sticks his foot out like right in front of the guy falls flat on his face, and like, I don't know about that. I don't think that was a penalty. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't even know basketball, and I know that was a penalty. Like, you can't just stick your foot out like you're in a Looney Tunes cartoon and make a guy fall flat on his face. Like, you're not allowed to do that in this game, I'm pretty sure. It's just like, but other than that one, it was like, I felt like the commentary team never explained. They explained certain things, like the one guy, I don't remember what his name was, but he went by SGA, is what they called him. The way he created separation when he had the ball and he was driving to the basket. They explained that. They broke it down, and that was great. And by the end of the game, I could see it, and it was cool. But like, I still can't see penalties. I still can't see like blocks or certain things that it's like. I feel like when I watch other games, they break this stuff down a lot more instead of just using jargon and expect me to already know what we're talking about.
Okay. Fair enough. I will say this game being the TNT game of the week, the TNT booth may not have done a great job of that. One thing that might help that, I need to look, I'll kind of see if there's maybe more of a difference. With the NBA app, you can actually pick which stream you watch. You can actually watch the stream for like the actual teams too. So you could watch like the Cavs booth or the Thunder booth.
Oh, cool.
So you could watch their commentary or like the TNT booths as well. So like I have to look at them and pay more attention. If they break stuff down better, they might. I'm not 100% certain. I have to look into that to see if they do, just because I'm so used to it, so I didn't honestly think about something like that. So that'd be something to kind of look more into.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest with that. That's something that I actually would like to look into myself now that you bring that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually a really good point. That's something, like I said, I never even thought about. So that might be something kind of worth looking into. But yeah, that's something that's cool with the NBA app, is you can pick which commentary team you want to listen to for the games.
Yeah, I have to check that out. I did.
That might be something that different booths might do better too, with doing that.
I did watch a Japanese pay-per-view recently for pro wrestling, and you watch it with the American announce crew, and it is very strange to watch wrestling when you're not the target audience, because they kept cutting to like the Japanese sound booth, but I don't hear their soundtrack, so they're just like talking to each other, and I don't hear them. It was real weird. So if it's like that, I might just stick to standard broadcast.
No, I mean, because they don't. When I have watched like the games with the with like their announcers and stuff, like a lot, because if it's not the TNT game of the week, they don't have the TNT people there. So
Yeah.
if they do announcers cuts, they cut to whatever announce booth you're watching.
Nice.
So, or they don't do announcers cuts at all, and you don't even see them.
Yeah.
You just hear them. You don't even see the announcers at all. So, but yeah, that is something that they do that can be kind of nice, because then you can get biased commentary too.
Yeah.
Commentating for their own team.
I have to admit, I did something rather stupid when I was watching this game. I thought that I had done something wrong and I had lost the first 3 minutes of the quarter because the clock started at 12 minutes.
That happened to me in the second quarter, and I searched for it for about 10 minutes.
Forgetting it's only a 12-minute quarter.
Yeah, I forgot basketball.
Just learning it was a 12-minute quarter.
Fair
I
enough.
always thought it was 15 up until today.
Yeah, NBA basketball runs 4 12-minute quarters, not 4 15-minute quarters.
Yeah,
But you're just so used to it with the NFL season that when you start watching the game, it's like, oh, I'm missing 3 minutes. Where are they at?
right. Well, and they did a coach interview in between the first and second quarter, and they did that, and then they cut to the game, and there's like 12 minutes, and I'm like, wait a minute, why did they interview the coach 3 minutes after the quarter started? And I was like, where the hell did the start of the quarter go? I know I skipped the commercial, just pushing the skip 10 seconds, but I can't imagine I missed 3 minutes of the game. I'm rolling back, I'm rolling forward, I'm just like, where the hell is the 3 minutes of this game? And then I'm listening to him, and he's like, yeah, but we got 48 minutes to play. And I'm like, 48 minutes to play? That's a really weird number. I'm like, wait a minute, 12 times 4. Oh. I didn't miss 3 minutes of the game.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about something like that, about breaking stuff down. But yeah, well, it's also weird because if you watch college basketball, they do 2 20-minute halves. That's it. So
What?
it's
Wow.
weird. Yeah, colleges. And so the difference between college and NBA is just it's so weird. 2 20-minute halves, and just what? 2 20-minute halves.
Wow.
Interesting.
So yeah, and stuff like that. And they're just so it's just, it can be kind of weird when they do that. But so what notes did you have, Tom?
I picked out my interpretation of the 3 most pivotal players on each side of the fence, with Jalen Williams, Shea Alexander, and Isaiah Hartenstein on the Thunder, and then Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Donovan Mitchell on the Cavs. I did think it was kind of cool that this game was apparently the first one in the season where both teams scored more than 40 points in a single quarter. And it wasn't until they actually said that it was like, wow, yeah, that is one hell of a milestone. It would be hard to do that.
Yeah.
And you didn't even really realize it because it was the second quarter, and you didn't realize it because it's and it wasn't even as if the defense was bad. They were just making shots.
Yeah.
And it's and it's kind of interesting because it's one of those things where it's with basketball, it's one of those things where even though you can play really good defense, sometimes they're just that good. They're just going to make the shot anyway. Even if you're playing the best defense and you're in the right position, they're just going to make the shot just because they're just that good. It can be so much fun to watch sometimes, and the speed at which this game the game is played because you've only got 24 seconds to get a shot up. Like, you've got 24 seconds to get a shot up, or you just turn it over. Like, there's so much going on. It's so impressive, and like the cuts and how like fast you have to be both, up and down the floor and side to side and laterally, and the quickness they have to have. It's no wonder so many dudes why there's so many like knee and like ACL and foot injuries in this league, because there's so many quick stop and go and side to side movements that it's like the fact that these guys can play 82 games in a season is amazing in itself.
Yeah.
Like it really can be a grind, and like, I know with, NBA, NFL, they only play, 17 games in a season, 1 game a week. It's these guys, sometimes they play 2, 3 games in a week, and it doesn't sound like much, but it's like, when you got to move that much and have that much happening on your body, especially on your legs and your knees, your feet and ankles, it's a lot of wear and tear on your body, and only in 48 minutes, there's a lot there that people don't really realize of how much is actually going on just especially the lower half of your body in this game, and just the quickness it requires, and also the stamina it requires to play too, because you have to be in shape to play any major professional sport like that too, but like to be able to cut and move and to do that for an entire game it's impressive to watch these guys play at this level, and especially for a lot of big guys. And he's 6'11", 7 foot guys that weigh 200, 230, 240, to be able to move around like this and to move with some of these guys it's pretty cool. I love it. It's so much fun for me to watch, and for me, like, the game just goes by so quickly too. Like, it's like a game takes like 2.5, maybe 2.5 hours if you get overtime. It's quick. Like, really, once you kind of sit down and really watch it, it doesn't take that long. Like, I think it's shorter than an NFL game, honestly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I'd say.
So,
I do have to say that my favorite part had to be the sound effects. And I know that's ridiculous because it was a very, very good game. But, like, they hit like an and one, and they did like the Mario 1-up sound.
Yeah.
And then like at one point they hit like a layup, and they did like the Zelda opening a chest sound, and it was like, this is so me. Like, this is fantastic. Put video game sounds everywhere.
And they do stuff, and stuff like that is also kind of what makes it more fun, a little more entertaining, because they can play music and sounds like that during the game. So you have music and like stuff like that during the game that makes it a little more interactive and stuff going on too, and you've got more of like the crowd chants, and it's because it's in an indoor arena. You've only got 10 to 15,000 people, maybe a little bit more in an arena, but because it's enclosed, you can get that bigger sound in an enclosed arena to make it feel bigger than it actually is in some of those instances. And it's really cool to go to some of those games and everything, and like it's really cool. And I had Jared Allen as my biggest impact player, because his final stat line was 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists and 1 block. And this is a player that's not known for scoring points. Like, he usually averages about 10, 12, 14, maybe 14 points a game. He's usually more of a defensive player, and like rebounds is more of what he's known for. So for him to get 25 points and 6 assists, that's an outlier of an offensive game like that for him. Like, that's not a standard game for him at all. But he was all over the place, man. He had a great game. It was so much fun to watch him play. And yeah, SGA, as you were talking about, Pete, there's a reason they usually say SGA, because his name is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So to try to say that on a broadcast, is really hard. So they'll shorten it down to SGA. So, like, because his last name is hyphenated. So the back of his jersey is Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, Jesus.
So they just a lot of times it's either SGA or just Shea is what they'll use for on the broadcasts. Yeah. Because it's too long.
Yeah.
So,
I think I had my impact player was Ty Jerome.
Oh yeah, he was also
He crushed it whenever he would come in.
Yeah.
He would just like score like a jackrabbit. It was kind of nuts. Like
Yep.
he'd throw up like 3-4 shots back to back.
I think he only logged like maybe 10 minutes, but he was like 5 for 6 in those 10 minutes with like 3 assists or something like that. Like he had a huge impact in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max Strus was another one that I had on my list too. I think he played like 18 minutes, but he made like 6 3. He was like 6 for 7 on 3-pointers.
Yeah.
So he was another one that was up there as well. There's a lot of guys that come in and make a big impact in not a lot of time, and it was nuts. And I mean, Cleveland ended up winning this game 129-122. Ironically enough, they played on the 16th of like a couple days ago, and they played in Oklahoma City and lost by like 30. They got smoked.
Crazy. Did they have the same lineup, or did they change out their starters?
I think it was pretty much the same lineup on both sides.
Oh wow.
It was one of those where they kind of have. There's a saying with the NBA, the role players play better at home than on the road, and so a lot of the role players just weren't hitting shots as much in OKC like they were in Cleveland, and it just sometimes your shot just isn't falling, sometimes they are. It's just one of those nights, unfortunately. So I'm like, man, I'm glad I picked this one.
Yeah.
And not the other one.
I'll tell you what, man, by the end of the game, I was rooting for OKC. I was hoping they were going to come back. They had a couple really awesome turnovers that, like, even, like, I not only was surprised, but, like, knew it was a good thing that happened in the game, which is, like, baffling to me. I know nothing about I know so little about basketball, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, so Adam, who do you have us watching this coming week?
So this coming week, I actually found out before I announced it. I actually, in doing some research, found out that we can watch teams in our areas. They have to be 3 days out from when the game aired live. So our game this week actually will air tomorrow. It'll be airing tomorrow, Thursday, January 23rd. It is the Pacers versus the Spurs. So we are going to watch Victor Wembanyama play tomorrow. They are actually playing at 2 p.m. They're playing in Paris. So Victor Wembanyama is going home for the Paris games tomorrow.
Nice.
So, which is why I wanted to watch it, because it's going to be playing at home for him in France. So me and Tom will have to wait a few days before we can watch it, but it is live tomorrow at 2 p.m. our time. So this one, I'm not even sure what to expect. I just want to watch Victor Wembanyama play at home in Paris. So I just want to watch the game. So I'm just excited for that. So
I'm for it, man. Like
Wembanyama is kind of the new sensation in the NBA. He's a second-year player out of France. He is 20 years old. I think he's 20 now. He was 19 when drafted. He is a 7'5" center.
Jesus.
That is, he was almost kind of heralded as the next generational prospect coming out, and he's been absolutely like amazing as a player so far.
Yeah.
He's already setting records for players his age for stuff. So
yeah,
it's just amazing to watch him play. So I don't really have at this point. I don't have a thing really to watch because I haven't. So I just want to watch the game. I just want to watch Big Vic go to work.
All right.
Or as Belmonte Jones has dubbed him, Les Slim.
Les Slim. Oh god.
So, in case you guys haven't picked up on anything, Belmonte Jones is by far my favorite podcaster. I love Belmonte Jones. So that's what we got this week for the NBA game, and yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I wish I didn't have to wait 3 days to watch it, but that's what I got to do. So
All right, so that brings us to the final segment of the podcast, the trivia segment. This brings us to a game called Totally Worth It. Now, professional athletes work very hard to try and get past their rookie contract and build up a resume to negotiate all future contracts. I have a list of the top 100 largest NFL contracts as of the 2024 regular season. I'm not saying they were signed in 2024, just that they were active players in 2024. Pete, who currently has the largest value contract in the NFL, regardless of time to play?
The largest value, so the amount of overall money that he's going to get, and it doesn't matter if it was a 7-year contract and he's currently in year number 7, right?
Correct.
Okay. Biggest payout of all contracts. Who just... I'm gonna be mad if it's like Deshaun Watson, because I think he had a pretty big contract, but I hope it's not that big. The biggest payout contract in the NFL, it's got to be a quarterback. It's got to be coming off their rookie season. Who? Because Lamar Jackson, I don't think he would be in the highest paid. Man. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes just because I can't seem to decide on anything.
Correct.
Oh, it is. That's so boring.
$450 million for 10 years.
Jesus. 10 years in football? What are you
10
doing?
years. Yeah, right? Adam, what is the largest non-quarterback valued contract regardless of time? If you want a clue, I will give it to you because this one is kind of mean.
This is mean.
Mean.
Okay. So this is non-quarterback. I think we can rule out any kind of kicker or punter. If this is Harrison Butker, I'm going to be very upset. Nah, I know he didn't get that big of a contract. It's not... I don't think it's Justin Jefferson. I don't think it's going to be... Saquon didn't get that big of a contract. I don't... Is it a recent player? Like, someone within the last, 5 years or so?
I will tell you that he is currently on a 5-year contract.
Okay, he's on a 5-year contract. All right. Can I get a position group?
I will tell you that he's on the defense side of the ball.
Okay. All right. Defensive side, so that rules out. It's not Warner. It's not. Ooh. I'm gonna say. I think it's Chris Davis of the Chiefs.
You have the right colored jersey. It is. Oh, crap. Sorry. Pete, do you want to steal?
Well, I'm guessing it's not Bosa since he's on the Chargers and they're not red. That was my guess.
I'm just going to give it to you. It's Nick Bosa.
It is Nick Bosa?
49ers. From the 49ers. There's two Bosas, dude. There's Nick and there's Joey.
Oh.
It's the other
That's
Bosa.
why I can't think of what his first name is, because there's two Bosas.
There's two Bosas. There's Nick. Yeah, there's Nick and Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa's on the Chargers. Nick Bosa's on the 49ers.
Hey, do I get a point because I said the right last name? Even though I was thinking of his brother.
I didn't know there was another Bosa.
Neither did I. There was only one. And I'm like, I can't think of his first name, damn it.
Oh, crap.
How am I the one that knew there were two, and the dude giving the quiz didn't know there were two?
Apparently, his brother's not very well paid.
Apparently
His
not.
brother's not as good as Joey Bosa is not as good as Nick Bosa was.
Nick Bosa, okay.
Nick Bosa has currently got the 15th highest contract at $170 million over 5 years.
Jesus. I didn't realize he got that high of a contract. I knew Chris Davis got paid on the Chiefs. I didn't realize that. Wow, 170. Damn.
Where am
Man,
I?
I can't imagine what. Can you imagine what prime J.J. Watt would get in today's market?
Yeah.
Pete, whose contract gave them the most guaranteed money at signing?
Was that one Deshaun Watson?
It sure was.
It sure was.
Boo. Just because it was Deshaun Watson, not because you got it, but just because it was Deshaun Watson. He didn't deserve any of that money.
No.
All right, this is going to require a little bit of math, but Adam, whose contract pays the largest average annual salary? That is value of the contract divided by years of the contract.
Does it... Is it like currently active?
Yeah,
contract?
currently active.
Damn it. All right, well, if it's currently active, then damn. All right,
At least it was currently active as of the beginning of the 2024 regular season.
okay, because I'm saying as of next season, I know exactly whose that is. As of this year's, I'm not sure who this year's is. Who had the highest AAV contract this season? I think... I'm going to laugh if it's Deshaun Watson again. Actually, is it Deshaun Watson again?
It is not Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Is he like second?
He's in the top
Nope.
5. I know that.
Say, I know he's up there.
Yeah. Largest year value. And I mean, does it count if somebody's like on their franchise tag year? That doesn't count as contract, right? Because don't they have to just like double last year's salary?
I don't have that information available, nor did I take it into account.
Well, I mean, franchise tag would still count towards the salary cap, so it'd be an annual value. It'd still be an annual value, technically.
God,
But
wow.
I mean, only an idiot would franchise tag a quarterback, and that'd be the one that would really matter.
Deshaun Watson is 11th in the
Oh, now.
annual.
I don't know. For some reason, Jamal Chase jumps out in my head. Take it as a guess.
Jamal Chase is too low on the list for me to know.
Okay,
I
that's
don't think he's
fine.
been paid yet.
Yeah, maybe that's why he's in my head. I thought he was the one who got paid right before CeeDee Lamb.
No, he hasn't
But-
been paid yet.
Yeah.
That was Jordan Jefferson.
Jordan
With-
Jefferson.
Or Justin Jefferson.
With a $240 million contract over 4 years, granting him $60 million a year, Dak Prescott.
Wow.
I thought that kicked in next year.
No, they have it active for this year.
I thought that kicked in next year. Okay. I thought that's why I thought it was kicking in next year.
Pete, of the top 100 contracts of active players, 19 of them are quarterbacks. By my math, that says that 13 teams don't have quarterbacks with top 100 contracts. Name one.
Name one that's not a top 100 contract.
Yeah. Name an NFL team that doesn't have a quarterback with a top
In a
100 contract.
Top 100 contract. Derek Carr's playing for New Orleans right now, right? I can't imagine he's in top 100.
Is that a guess?
New Orleans Saints, Derek Carr.
No, Derek Carr is on the list. Or New Orleans Saints is on the list. I assume it's Derek Carr. I probably should have written that down.
That's fine.
A sec?
That works.
Yeah, Derek Carr. Derek Carr's number 18.
18. Wow. All right.
Yeah, he signed $37.5 million a year for 4 years.
To be that bad.
Yeah.
To be that bad.
To be that bad.
Adam, do you want to try?
We're going to go with the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Correct.
Should have picked any one of the rookies, I bet.
Yup, should have. How about Brock Purdy and the 49ers in a Mr. Irrelevant contract?
Yeah, there's that one too.
That's two. Yeah, we had Commanders, Titans, Steelers, Giants, Patriots, Vikings, Raiders, Colts.
Titans.
Yeah, what did I say?
Oh, I didn't know if you said Titans or not.
Yeah, Titans. Texans, Broncos, and Bears round out the...
Wow.
Technically, did you say the Giants? The Giants were counting out since they released Daniel Jones.
Yep, Giants are on the list. And for the final question of trivia section, Adam, for the last question, we're kind of going off on a tangent question.
All right.
Earlier, we established that Pat Mahomes had a $450 million contract over 10 years. Since the year 2000, only 6 players have been signed to 10-year contracts. Ooh. Pat Mahomes is one, but name the other 5.
Huh. That's a good one.
Jeez.
I feel like Peyton and Tom Brady should be answers, but I know they're not. Wow, there were 10-year contracts in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I got a clue if you want it.
Yes, please. Because I got nothing.
This starts in 2000, but Patrick Mahomes is the first one since 2004.
Oh,
wow. 2004.
So there was a 4-year span where just NFL teams were losing their minds.
Clearly.
Huh. I'm trying to think of, like... What position would anyone think would last for 10 years in the NFL besides a kicker? Like...
I will just go ahead and tell you, all 5 of them are quarterbacks.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, really? Damn.
So bad decisions all the way around. Okay. All right. What teams are known for making bad decisions besides the Jets? I feel like the Jets are going to be on here. 10-year quarterback contract. Wow. 10-year quarterback contracts. Who was young coming into the league in the early 2000s that would get a 10-year contract? This is going to seem kind of random, but then again, at this point, they're all random. What about Mark Brunell from Jacksonville?
No. No, it is not Mark Brunell.
Okay.
Pete, would you like to steal?
Do I have to catch all 5 to steal, or do I just have to guess one?
I would say just catch one.
Okay. So our hint is they were all quarterbacks, and the last one was signed in 2004.
Yes, and the first one was after the 2000 season.
So I know that the Patriots won the Super Bowl in 2004, and they beat the Eagles for it. And then the Eagles hung on Donovan McNabb for a really long time. And let's see, I moved out of Indiana in 2010. And when I moved out of town, who was the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles? Let's see. That would have been like more the Michael Vick era. So I don't think that would have been a 10-year contract because that's only like 6 years in.
Hadn't there been Kevin Cobb back in 2010?
Kevin Cobb. Kevin Cobb was... I thought Kevin Cobb was before McNabb. Maybe
No,
forgetting when he was.
He was after McNabb. Because I don't remember anything before McNabb. Before McNabb was like Ty Detmer or something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Ty Detmer. Okay. Yeah, it might have been Kevin Cobb and then... Well, it was Vic first because Vic was right after McNabb.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He had a year after McNabb. 2004, who else was around? Was Eli Manning around?
Yeah, he got drafted in 04.
He got drafted in 04, so that probably wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to go with the other Manning. Let's say Peyton Manning coming out of his rookie contract, probably got a 10-year contract.
Unfortunately not. I wish it had.
It made sense.
Yeah. Pete, you were dancing around 3 of them, and it was killing me.
Oh, no.
Let's start with you were right there with Drew Bledsoe. New England Patriots got signed for a 10-year. Yeah. Donovan McNabb with the Eagles got signed for 10 years.
Oh, he did get signed for 10 years. Wow.
And Michael Vick got signed for 10 years. But he got signed to it with the Falcons, so...
Yeah.
The other 2 were Dante Culpepper with the Vikings.
Dante Culpepper, shit.
And Brett Favre with the Green Bay Packers.
You know, the funny thing is when you first said the stat, I was like, oh, Favre probably there. And then you were like, between 2000 and 2004, and I was like, shit, Favre probably got his in like 96. Like...
That is a good point, though. He played in Green Bay from 92 to 07, but 01 was when he got his 10-year contract.
Oh, jeez.
So it was like his 3rd contract with Green Bay he got for 10 years.
I can see hiring a punter for 10 years. Like, I can see hiring a place kicker for 10 years, for sure. Maybe a long snapper. Like... I just can't see a quarterback. Else. Yeah, any other position. Anyone who gets hit, which is, I don't know, literally everyone who doesn't kick the ball. And sometimes the guy who gets kicked. Or kicks.
Honestly, maybe a fullback.
But not for 10 years. I mean, a fullback's good for a year and a half. I mean, I like the fullback position. I love the running back position. But let's be honest here. In today's NFL, the fullback is just a lineman in a wrong position. That's all he is.
I don't know. Kyle Juszczyk's a pretty good fullback.
Sure. There's always one to have the exception to the rule, but like other than that,
honestly, before Tom said that all of them were quarterbacks, I was really, really tempted to say Adam Vinatieri got a 10-year contract.
You know, I was too.
I bet
my list was going to be David Akers, Adam Vinatieri, Justin Tucker, and I don't know. I would have come up with other kickers.
Like Tom Tupa, the punter. Like I was like even like Morton Anderson, the old kicker from like the '90s. Like dudes like that just stuck around forever. I'm like, kickers, yeah. Why not? Once you find a good one, you just sign them. I mean, Justin Tucker's probably released after this season, though. He was terrible.
Oh, yeah, he was rough.
It's actually really funny. The best contract Vinatieri ever had was the Colts for 5 years. Everything he had was 1 and 2 year contracts.
Wow.
I mean, at the same time, though, it kind of makes sense because kickers can come and, like, they can lose it so quickly. Like Tucker, best kicker in the year till this year, and all of a sudden just done.
Jake Elliott, man. Jake Elliott's 1 for 7, 50 plus. 1 for 7 this year. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Philadelphia just doesn't even kick it anymore. And, like, I know we have the tush push, and that's kind of become our personality and everything else. But, like, we literally can't kick a long field goal, and that is a problem.
Which is why you got the tush push.
Right.
Or an extra point.
Or an extra point. Like, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
We can't kick close either. Like, it's only the mid-range things that he's hitting. And it's funny because you listen to the national media, and they're talking about, like, the clutch field goals that he kicked in the game. He makes those 2 extra points. We win by 4 instead of 2. Like, you know, it's more than just a field goal. You know, they're not driving to tie the game at the end of the game. Like, I don't know.
That's probably why you don't give a kicker 10-year contracts.
Yeah, and Philly's ready to run him out of town, and everyone on the radio is like, calm down. You're not going to change your kicker right before the championship game. And everyone's like, no, get Elliott out of here. Like,
I remember giving Elliott crap about earlier this season. He gave the other team 7 points because he blew 2 field goals and an extra point, but the Eagles still won by 10.
Yeah, he's had a bad year this year. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, hope that he corrects it for next year.
Yeah,
yes, or maybe
for whatever team he plays for. Because I can't imagine him coming back to Philly after this year. I mean, he wins a Super Bowl with us. Maybe all is forgiven. We'll see. But, like, I think he might be done after this year. He's missed too many big kicks in too many big positions, too.
I hope he doesn't end up on one of my stat blocks as a kicker that blew the big kick in the big game.
Hey, why did you put that in the universe, man? You keep that to yourself.
I want the Chiefs to win.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be about it. Unless there's anything else you guys got.
I do have an ancillary note for the end of the podcast here.
Okay.
Did you watch hockey yesterday?
I did not watch hockey yesterday.
Neither did I, but I did see the score, and the Flyers beat the Red Wings. That's all.
Okay. Well, I will say the only other ancillary thing I got real quick is go Ohio State Buckeyes and beating those worthless Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So
beat me to it.
It was a good game. The right team won. The right team lost. So I'm happy with it. So
good deal.
It was
and the only thing I have to add is welcome back to Challenger the Eagle. If you don't know who Challenger the Eagle is, he is a rescue bald eagle that the Philadelphia Eagles have fly through fly through the stadium while they sing the national anthem. I think it's hilarious that since Challenger was hatched in '89 and he is an official Philadelphia Eagle, he is the second oldest player on the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
The second oldest.
Yes, Brandon Graham, defensive end, is
Brandon
36.
Graham.
He's
That's
1 year
even funnier.
older than Challenger.
That's even funnier, I think.
nice. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode of the Geeks and Greeks podcast. We are on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, and Amazon. Until next time, may the coin toss of life ever be in your favor.
Go Birds.
Peace.